What on earth are Manchester City cooking? What on earth are Manchester City cooking? Now, I've been interviewing a few fans yesterday. I was outside Anfield, not yesterday, Sunday. I was outside Anfield interviewing fans for Bleacher Report. And I asked them, who do you think is your main threat next season? And believe it or not, I think more than 7 or 8 people told me Man City. Believe it or not, they said Manchester City. Now, I was a bit confused because I was like, well, did you not look at the season they had? And I even asked them, like, despite the season they had, do you think they'll be back? And they almost immediately answered and went, yes. Why? Because Pep's still there. They're going to spend a lot of money. You know, Pep can turn it around. He's a great coach. He's an elite coach. He can turn it around. And boy, oh boy, were they right. Because in the last 24 hours or so, I would say things have been moving. Things have been moving. Now, that's why I asked you the question at the start of this video. What on earth are Manchester City cooking? But before we get into it, guys, welcome back to the channel. Make sure you hit the like, make sure you sub if you haven't already. It's road to 20K. If you do these things for me, you would massively help. And obviously, it would help boost the algorithm and push the video to the right people. Now listen, Man City are cooking. Man City are cooking. Now I'm going to start with the first report that I read that literally came out, I'd say half an hour ago, just under an hour. And this is from David Ornstein. Man City have contacted AC Milan to express interest in signing Tijjani Reijnders. Talks at an early stage, plus no formal offer yet, but Manchester City hope agreement will be reached to buy 26-year-old AC Milan midfielder this summer. Listen. When do Man City ever stop? The first phase of their rebuild started in January when they bought in Omar Marmoush from the Bundesliga from Eintracht Frankfurt. Then they went and got Uzakov. Is it Uzakov? Kuzanov, sorry. Then they got Kuzanov from Lens in France. And you'd think, okay, this is just the beginning. And, you know, you kind of saw glimpses of what they can bring to the team. But at the same time, you just couldn't help but think in the summer, that's when Man City are going to go all out. And remember, the reason why Man City are conducting business early is because of the Club World Cup. You know, the Club World Cup is starting on the 15th or 16th of June, if I'm not wrong. So there's a special transfer window open from the 1st of June till the 15th of June, if I'm not wrong. It will close. No, it's open from the 1st of June till the 10th of June. That's it. Then it will close for 5 days and it will reopen on the 16th of June until the 1st of September. So Man City are trying to get their signings in early as possible, so that those new signings can play for Manchester City in the Club World Cup happening this summer in the US, of course. And listen, like I said, they're cooking. Tijjani Reijnders from AC Milan, I've been a big fan of his. I think he's technically, he's very good. Obviously, Dutch footballer. They're all technically, or majority of them, technically very good. Got an eye for goal, man. Got an eye for goal from midfield. And a lot of people are saying that this is a İlkay Gündoğan replacement, which makes sense because İlkay Gündoğan, before he left for Barcelona, was very much a goal threat in the past, in the last 2 seasons, but especially in the last 2 seasons before he left to Barca, but especially in that last season before he left for Barcelona. He just turned into a different player, goal threat galore. And I think they would get just that in Tijjani Reijnders. I think he's a fantastic baller. Right age as well to move from AC Milan to the Premier League. I think he just signed a new deal as well, not too long ago, but that was probably so that AC Milan could secure a fee just in case somebody else comes in and, you know, expresses their interest for the AC Milan midfielder. So, boy, oh boy, the world is in trouble. If Manchester City gets this guy in and the next guy that I'm about to talk about, the world could be in trouble with Erling Haaland coming back from injury as well. I'm sure he's going to be firing from all angles, you know, in the new season, in the Club World Cup as well. because Manchester City would want to win that for sure. You know, they want to win everything. They want to make a statement and really claim that spot of best team in the world. You know, so, yeah. The second player they were interested in is actually a player that I rate highly. I rate this player highly, you know. This second player that Manchester City are trying to sign, I rate this guy so highly. Obviously, I'm German. Florian Wirtz. So there's a German bias there. Now, two teams are actually interested in this guy. There's Man City and there's Bayern Munich. Now, he's been exceptional under Xabi Alonso, especially in the season where they won the league last season, unbeaten as well. Had a crazy run in the Europa League, obviously lost in the final against a very good Atalanta team. But Florian Wirtz would be the perfect replacement for Kevin De Bruyne at Manchester City. And as a German, like I said, I've got that German bias. I would like to see him go to Bayern Munich. But I can't help but think that if Pep says the right things to him, he might be sold. And by the way, speaking of Pep talking to people, Florian Wirtz's parents have been spotted in Manchester. There's pictures of them pictured in Manchester, or leaving Manchester, I should say, or landing back in Germany from Manchester after talks with Pep Guardiola. Now, of course, if you know, Florian Wirtz, all of the business side is handled by his dad. So his parents allegedly flew over to, according to reports, flew over to Manchester and talked to Pep. And I just can't help but think that Pep would have said the right things to his parents. You know, we're going to take care of your son. We're going to do this and we're going to do that. He's going to be the main man. I wouldn't be surprised. And I don't know if there's anyone. Yes, Jack Grealish got the number 10. Listen, if Florian Wirtz comes in, Jack, you're going to have to vacate that number 10, my friend. Because Florian Wirtz is an absolute baller. Close control, technique, everything you want in a number 10, a modern number 10. Florian Wirtz has got it. Maybe doesn't have the pace that people are visibly going to talk about, because that's the first thing that people are going to say. If he comes to the Premier League, be prepared for people to say, well, he hasn't got the pace. He doesn't have the pace of the Premier League and he's not going to make... Nonsense. Florian Wirtz can thrive or will thrive wherever he goes. Whether he goes to Bayern, whether he goes to Man City, whether he goes to Spain somehow, he's going to thrive anywhere he goes. You know? So I can't help but think that Pep would have been in his parents' ears and said the right things, and they might have been sold. The only thing that might keep Florian Wirtz in Germany is the Bayern Munich pull. Now listen, like I said, this is where the German bias comes in and the German knowledge. Growing up in Germany, no matter who you play for, unless you really hate Bayern Munich, no matter who you play for, when Bayern comes and knocks on your door, you can't say no. It just, I don't know what it is about Bayern Munich. Well, I do know what it is, but there's something about their pull, the magnitude of their football club. You just can't say no to that. And that's the only hope that I have as a Man United fan, yeah. As a Man United fan, the only hope I have is that Bayern Munich comes in and says, listen, we can bring you in. You're going to play with all your friends. You're going to play with all your friends that you play with in the national team. You play together with them in the national team and you can find them again at club level. So you're always going to be surrounded by people that you have fun playing football with. That could be the saving grace as a Man United fan looking at this situation. They're probably going to tell him, look, Florian, you're going to come to Munich, which means you're still going to be able to see your parents. Okay, Leverkusen, Bayern, it's a long distance, but listen, one train ride, you're back at home. You can go visit your parents. You're in Germany. You're going to play with your German teammates. Manuel Neuer doesn't play in the national team anymore, but Leon Goretzka, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry, Jamal Musiala. You're going to play with all these guys that you already know and that you're friends with. So no time to adapt. You're going to fit straight in. And you're going to play in the Bundesliga. You're going to be fighting for titles. And you're going to be playing attractive attacking football, trying to win the Champions League under a brilliant manager in Vincent Kompany. So that project, for me, might be the one that might convince him, I think. I mentioned people that he's friends with. He's very good friends with Jamal Musiala. Now, these two, let me sit straight for this one. Anyhow Bayern Munich manages to get Florian Wirtz to the club, that's going to be disgusting. Florian Wirtz and Jamal Musiala in one team, that's disgusting. You've seen what they done at the Euros last year. You've seen what type of havoc they were causing at the Euros. You've seen what kind of damage these two in one team can cause. You've seen how they can destroy a team with both of them in the team. And the chemistry is there. They're friends off the pitch as well. There was a picture going around of them on holiday last year after the Euros. So they know each other really, really well. So I think that might be something to look out for, because German footballers all want to play for Bayern Munich. They want to play, even if it's for one season, so that they can say, I played for Bayern Munich. They all want to play for Bayern Munich. But listen, back to Man City. Manchester City, and by the way, Bayern Munich would want to get him in before the Club World Cup as well, because they're playing in it. They're in it as well. So, by the way, they're trying to get in Florian Wirtz and Jonathan Tah. Jonathan Tah, that deal might be a bit more easier because it's a free. He's going on a free. The Florian Wirtz one is over 100 mil. That's going to be a non-negotiable for Bayer Leverkusen, because they need to recoup that money, because they're losing two of the most valuable assets, Florian Wirtz, Jonathan Tah. They're losing their manager, Xabi Alonso, going to Real Madrid. So they need to recoup that money to make up for those three losses, because they need to get in a new manager, and possibly a new centre-back and a new attacking midfielder or an attacking forward that can replace the quality of a Florian Wirtz. So, boy, I don't think I need to sit here and explain to you guys how sick Florian Wirtz is on the ball, how intelligent his runs are. He's got an eye for goal, knows how to finish. And it's very rare for me, very rare to have seen a player come back from an ACL injury and be this incredible. Like, there's not many players out there that can come back from ACL injuries and still look this good. And he got an ACL injury very young, at a very young age, which was very unfortunate. But to see him come back, win the league, go to the unbeaten, go to the Europa League final whilst being amazing, have a crazy run in the Euros with Germany, playing all these games after an ACL is remarkable. Absolutely remarkable. So, boy, if Manchester City managed to get both of those guys in, the Premier League is in trouble. That's all I can say. The Premier League is in trouble. But listen, let me know what you think in the comment section below, guys. Make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. It's still road to 20K. Big summer coming up. I'm going to try and manage to get in some vlogs as well. I'm going to try and get in some exciting stuff. There's actually some exciting stuff coming up next week, which I'm going to try and vlog, but I'm going to be playing myself. So it's basically, if you go on Instagram, there's a thing called Ballers, right? There's a thing called Ballers, and it's going to be a party with Roberto Carlos. So I've been invited. I am going to play for Troops' team. Shout out to Troops for recruiting me. And yeah, we're basically going to be at the Blue Water Dome in London, and we're going to be playing at the Ballers Arena, which obviously is an arena opened by Roberto Carlos, Bobby Zamora, Rio Ferdinand, and I don't remember if there's a fourth one, but these three are definitely part of it. And yeah, it's going to be a party with Roberto Carlos. A lot of ex-players are going to be there. Your boy's going to be on a pitch, sharing the pitch with some of them. I think it's 5-a-side, not like it's 11-a-side, but it's going to be 5-a-side. So I'll be sharing the pitch with some of the greats, and I'll try and do my best to get a nice vlog in, even though I'm going to be the one playing. I'm going to be with my boys, Troops, Flawless, Mont, all of the guys, Matisse. They're all going to be there. So yeah, listen, exciting times coming up. I'm going to try and get some stuff in for the Europa League final. Unfortunately, I'm not traveling to Bilbao. You know, no sponsors, and prices as well in terms of hotels. It's just ridiculous, and I couldn't afford it. Got to be honest. So I'll be watching it from the UK, from home. Well, home, the UK, but as in with friends. And yeah, so yeah, you'll definitely get a match reaction after the game. If not after the game, definitely the day after. And yeah, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe, people. And I'm out. Peace.